Today we dey look inside the safe motherhood and reproductive health care bill wey dey before parliament now for look inside. Well, for can help we discuss this issue na the studio I want for welcome the Minister for Information and Civic Education wey na Chernoba. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Morning, Musa, and morning, Sab to you. I'm glad for there.
And also na the program I want to welcome Jalikatu Mustafa, Deputy Minister of Health too, now the Ministry of Health. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning, Una. Thank you.
Okay, as we mentioned, then tell listeners and viewers of Radio Democracy today we look inside the safe motherhood and reproductive health care bill where they before Parliament now, and where you lay before Parliament this week, and they don't send them for go look inside more. But for listeners and viewers of Radio Democracy, Jalikatu Mustafa, start for tell we waiting this bill they about.
Okay, so thank you. This bill really the reason why the Ministry of Health and the government they bring and can now because for years we don't they get one of the highest maternal mortality in the world where women and they die and born picking business. Maybe 9-10 years ago we even had the highest in the world, but over the past 6 to 7 years, because of a lot of investment, we don't go into the reproductive health space particularly. From governments, from partners, them, we don't notice say we don't really make improvements in this maternal death there. We don't reduce them by more than 60% between 2017 to 2021. We will be from 717 per 100,000 live birth to 443 Usawude right now. So right now we see say if we able do this inside few years compared to what we been there 10-15 years ago, we think to say we for able make belly business and bumpy business safe for all women them. What most country then they strive for now what we call SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, where we say by 2030 we for reduce we maternal death them or women they die per bumpy business to less than 70 per 100,000 live birth. We as alone not they just follow waiting anybody say because as then they do not the world. We want to do even better than that. For we woman them we think to say even that 17 days too much. We they strive for let we get no woman not die from any preventable cause we get for those born picking business. Now then this bill they come for our address.
So you talk about on they bring her now. This bill not a new one or not the abortion bill we be done the way back in 2015 or not just modify certain things that we did inside it.
So I'm really glad you asked that day. In 2015 there was the Safe Abortion Act we been go Parliament been passed on twice, and then it go to the level of the president not be assent because of concerns we been come from Interreligious Council. So the president tell we for go back and do consultation and see how we can agree, I would say, with Interreligious Council. So for the past 6 to 7 years the government decides the way President Bio come back and President Bio making legacy for champion women and girls' rights and for improve health and well-being of women across the country. We bring this bill and decide for watch and critically and see how number one we go address the previous concern we've been there but the last bill, but also with the focus now not on abortion but on providing comprehensive healthcare services for all the women across the board, across all ages. Then they with a lot of consultation over the years, extensive with experts, medical experts, legal experts, Interreligious Council, local leaders, women's group, youth groups, everybody. It's been 6 years. We have thousands of consultations. We come together and make a document where they address the health issues the way women and they face across the board. Their health issues they are waiting this bill they talk about. The bill they talk about say for way from adolescent girl age. All the information and education we need for GAM, for prevent pregnancies, for take care of himself so that he go stay in school. You go to the woman, they tell you say, woman, we want picking, we not able get picking, we to call infertility, how the health system go support and for get picking and get safe pregnancy and safe delivery. You go to woman now, we get belly. They tell you what you for do for nurture that belly, how you for take and through pregnancy, all the services we need, antenatal, postnatal, including mental health services, emergency services, woman they we need blood, woman they we get eclampsia, hypertension, pregnancy, all the things they covered in the bill. It tells you where the picking don't born, how for take care of the picking, for make sure say we not lost the picking back, because again apart from woman the way they die, picking the newborn picking they would they lost boku, and this bill they covered and them. Then the bill they also tell you say would they look at other conditions that would affect women like reproductive cancer, then breast cancer, cervical cancer, when a big killer the woman in a salon. But people don't know, but this bill they talk about how for address and they talk about how for reduce sexually transmitted infections like HIV, AIDS, and other emergency thing that would affect women. Also, more important, another important thing of them that we woman get belly and you know want this belly, or with the main thing with the bill they focus on now the fact that first of all we they nurture this woman, counsel them, offer her options and encourage and do everything possible for like keep this belly. The woman will say, I don't do all this for me and I still not want this belly, or the one the way they know the horrible circumstances of being pregnant because of rape, incest, what we know say they boku in our society now, or woman where get belly and the belly they threaten in life. The woman go die by that belly, like woman will get ectopic pregnancy or eclampsia. This bill they say, let we offer them the option of safe termination of pregnancy. Why not? Why would they talk about that? Because currently, without the bill, where the law say it is illegal, we still get over 90,000 abortions a year, and the woman and they die from that. The one other big thing I want to talk about this bill, the primary focus of the bill in the first place now for reduce unwanted pregnancies. How will they do that? They through targeted comprehensive sexual education, but also through expansion of preventive services like family planning services. Currently in the country, 1 in 4 women we want prevent unwanted belly and not get access to that service. And if we do that, we self know say if we reduce unwanted pregnancy, it reduce the need for the woman that wants for the abortion in the first place.
So you don't state some of the medical reason and good points and why on our ladies bill turned to law. But I'll take you a bit back. You say initially way back in 2015, where this whole issue become up on this bill, letting in the name Safe Abortion Bill, the president not be concerned for pending signature because of certain reasons where some people will raise. When are some of their reason and they are waiting different now from the same reason or concern where people it is?
So back then, like I said, it was called the Safe Abortion Act. So it was wholly and solely focused on abortion, and it was also very broad.
When are the concern from the people at that time?
So it be very broad.
Okay.
Like they allow for abortion up to 24 weeks of pregnancy. People will be concerned say that age they too far, the belly don't go far, and also it be very open. The regulations where we don't put in place now not been there. It be just left for free like abortion. The other thing, of course, the interreligious council leaders then be protest on religious grounds. Say the bill can promote abortion. So the difference between this bill and that bill, number one, first of all, we don't talk about all the services where this bill they cover for improve the health and well-being of women. If you look at the bill, 10% of our line they talk about abortion. Everything else is about services where we in need of, we don't in need of for the past decades. And this bill, they explicitly talk about how the government and the states for providing services there for women them. Then where we get now to the abortion side, this bill we don't really make us so conservative for taking into consideration all my concern, including interreligious council, including other people. Even the age of termination don't reduce drastically from way below what the other country then they allow, just for let it be more, let it reflect the thing the way people want. And again, we don't put a big focus on preventing the unwanted pregnancy in the first place. The bill also they clearly give clear regulations of who that not allowed for provide certain services, waiting at the penalties of the law then go face, and who that responsible for that, including giving responsibility and roles to Ministry of Health, to the legal system, to the police system, and even oversight to Parliament for make sure say we implement them properly. Again, the other big difference I go say 9 years from 2015, and more recently 6 years of intense consultation. Up to 2-3 weeks ago, they meet people, MPs, religious leaders, other people, and they make changes to the bill constantly. It's not a fixed document.
No.
That document where would they change for reflect the views of everyone.
When this bill initially been going to Parliament, then pass religious council, other sectors of society, been frowned at the bill because of the abortion. When I go do consultation again, when I come with the bill, it still gets abortion. You say when I don't do consultation 9 years down the line,
Yes.
waiting the people and they tell una but this bill.
So, like I say, the bill they reflect all the consultation we don't get with all the key stakeholders then. So this bill not a bill wey can for car attack religious leaders. At the same time, we have to be realistic. This bill not a bill we will all go able agree 100% with the religious leaders.
What in them tell you? What in the people who na consult tell you?
This bill
for
is
this
needed.
bill?
It is overdue. It is long overdue.
So they say they need the bill.
Yes, it is
The
long overdue.
interreligious leaders.
Interreligious leaders tell we say safe motherhood. That's something they all day for. But we all agree with interreligious leaders say we not go agree 100% per all thing na this bill.
What in they not agree on?
Abortion.
The abortion they not agree.
Yes, of course.
So if the people them way una the work for not agree on certain things, why
the interreligious
for 9 years
the
now?
Interreligious council now how many people how many
They are
percent of
representing the
population?
biggest. Then they represent the biggest. The biggest religions. Then
Of
the
course,
interreligious
including
council.
we, me and minister we sit down. I mean a Catholic minister and a Muslim. Then they represent we. At the same time, the government they represent the whole of the country. At the same time, the members of parliament they represent the whole of the country. Everybody's opinion on this bill matters, not just the
Okay.
interreligious council.
Okay, continue for the with that. Jalika to Mustafa, Deputy Minister to Ministry of Health. They have to talk about the proposed Safe Motherhood and Reproductive Care Health Bill. Will they come over to the Minister of Information and Civic Education, Chainoba, and all of this whole issue about this bill? When are you interest and are you coming?
This is a government bill.
Okay.
I'll talk for the government of Salome. President Bill, now the champion of this bill. In 2022, President Bill addressed the African Conference on Sexual Health and Rights and declared that a young cabinet don't overwhelmingly approve. One big difference when Minister talked about between the last one and this one. The last one will be a private member bill. So your point about who that they represent and within a democracy, then a one. And this one, cabinet don't review, approve, take into consideration all the views of different people than before, than a one, and then write a new comprehensive one pot. I think Vicky Remo called it yesterday Creole salad bill. We all think the inside, you know, like Creole salad. With everything we concern for prevent pregnancy, for reduce unwanted pregnancy, for reduce abortion, for ensure say woman they not die when they get belly, and all them things. But so this is not part of President Bill in commitment for advance woman, girl picking them, rights and welfare na salon. He no say we not going to address the problem of maternal mortality. The communists don't talk fully if we not deal with the issue here comprehensively. All the issue here with this bill cover, all the things that we minister don't just talk about. Say you need for deal with it here. So then I make His Excellency the President been give the mandate to the Ministry of Health, and he asked me as the Minister of Information for work with them for ensure we do robust public engagement. Which I want to add, if you allow me, sub to you now,
Why?
for let family understand who side with the commot. The law where they now, where they regulate, which people they call abortion or safe termination, it come up from 1861. I don't want to put you in a maths class now, but then 163 years ago, we inherit that law there from colonial masters, or make it like for call them colonial plunderers.
You mean the abortion law?
Correct.
Okay.
And that law they say wouldn't count from 1861. He say elect they rape you. Elect the doctor say the woman they die. Elect them say the pikin don't die na the woman in belly. Elect we know say this pikin here no get for day at all. Elect we say this pikin na in papa, and all the one in a story the within a salo with all your e-bots. That law they say you the woman pa you forget that pikin day or you can die this safe. The current law na salo. Since 1861, every other country, including the UK, will get them for. Don't change the law. Saudi Arabia, the law is much more permissible than we own law on this specific issue. So one thing I want for let we all agree with, now number one, the current law will get a salon. Parliament not get no excuse. that law dey for change. That law dey this term if for change. We not go continue for subject the woman them of this country. That President Bill vision and we don't work on. So it's very important. And then two, the critical issues that we then they discuss, whether about this question of abortion or not. Important, like our minister say, every year na Salome currently 90,000 women them they seek for terminate them pregnancy.
We say when I get the statistics.
Mr. Musa. Okay. The statistics from Statistics Sierra Leone, the Demographic Health Survey, from UN partner them, all that number they don't be confirmed time and again. And in fact, we believe say we the minister they talk that number they na a conservative number. Because me and you know say plenty people go die.
So you want
we
say
go try for do termination. We in family them not go report say this and then they make it die.
So you want say if the bill come into law, this go change,
So
it go come.
exactly. Waiting this bill they do, it not come for promote unsafe abortion. In fact, we get the same goal as the interreligious leaders. We want for reduce abortion. But we want to make sure say if somebody don't decide, and it's up to me, you know this. If woman get belly, he say no want this belly. Elect bishop, he preach, fire come out. Elect imam, he pray, all kinds of things. If he say this belly, I don't want time. If na bottle self he broke it drink am, he go die. The responsibility, solemn responsibility of the state. Now for make sure say we put in place the mechanisms then. For make first we not get to that point where they get belly we no want. But if he say he get for pull am, we no want for sit down, we full and full food, say let go die.
But the issue
We want
of
for give the option. We safe, we regulated, we controlled, we will get access to the data and the information so that we will be able for continue for track and do better at prevention.
so the issue of
than this law debate.
the issue for a woman take a decision, say get belly and one pull am, and not just depend on the woman. So other factor them they will need for be included. We get for do the consent of the man, now that woman day in life. How much I don't consider
So-
all of the entire for ensure say because some people get the view for say people in the way married, you grab no go pull belly.
Okay.
It don't count problem that married
So
don't
now
say
if
because
they-
if you not make and say na a right for let you choose, say we get belly you for pull am, it get for come with so many other controversies.
So now, but this now, in fact, that this points we make now a fundamental conversation about just human rights in general. So one of the things then first we plenty people let me complain about this bill. In the past, even the old version, now waiting go happen to Pekin. We all 16, 17, you know, we get belay and something I replay part, something they freeding people they want go for go pull the belay. This bill don't put in place strong safeguard. They say if forget consent from an adult, and in this bill it defines the adult as somebody we get responsibility of that picking. We the over 21 years, so you know go be 14-year-old come with in 17-year-old and number one. But we get for deal with the decision of an adult, a woman, which he get for doing a health, this not healthcare decision. We believe in two things. Waiting get for happen, whether woman did they make that decision, now in home, waiting they regulate that decision, they in own relationship between a man, not to the responsibility of the state than they for good tell. Now like today, we back in the day and say, oh, single man not for rent, oh, party go out man. No, the government or the world long past that stage they long time ago. Waiting this bill they do is say if that woman they as a grown adult, whatever I don't do before, now I make this bill also include counseling, support service, encourager, but no go can impose. Right now, say if anybody want to go to doctor, again, when you talk about this bill, I can always try for ask the question, waiting they happen now and waiting this bill they try for address. If somebody go to doctor, if any woman today go to doctor and say want to do something, doctor may ask how then a man go out and force. So this bill no dey about not to that question that this bill they address. This bill they address issues that we fundamental to woman in life and for make sure say it save life and reduce the problem they will all want for.
So this bill they encourage woman whether you married or not. When you get belly, you decide on your own for quelam.
this bill not encourage anybody for do anything.
No, let's take you to
Let
section.
me clear.
Let's take
Wait.
you to
Wait,
section
let
9
me-
two.
You ask a question. Okay, done.
Let's take you to section 9 2, we say notwithstanding the generality of section 1A, woman shall have right to terminate on her own behalf matters relating to family planning, including 1. the number and spacing of her children, 2. whether to continue or terminate a pregnancy.
Okay, so as I say, the important thing with the bill they address now waiting the woman get for do with we can't to healthcare. Okay, so you ask a question about whether the bill they encourage woman for pull belly or not for pull belly. No, the bill actually in number one goal now for reduce unwanted pregnancy. So we mentioned family planning in the section we cite just now, and I get them in front of me. The point of family planning now that the woman get control over, who spill it or take, whether I want for do.
If he married,
I mean, right now without this bill, woman get control over what spill it or take, because those are two separate questions. You understand?
Okay.
Not so this bill they regulate what they happen in my family. Not so this bill they regulate me. Wait. Not
how
so
do you
this bill-
interpret
hold
section
on.
9? How
Not
do
so
you
the
interpret
bill
section 9
not
two?
there for regulate wetin dey happen between me and my wife. This not to the bill. Anybody will point at that, you want for mislead me. This bill not come for talk about whether you're a man or have been discussed for no. This bill they say if the woman can't through that door. Now whatever the woman don't do before now us with between her and a man, the conversation they don't get, that is separate.
Okay.
But when that woman they can't through the door, the bill want for make sure say will not discriminate against them. You not tell and say, go count paper first for saying that your man don't sign agreement say for come. All landed the bill say no. What's the woman as an adult? Now make we again separate adults from children. As an adults don't come through, but we understand very clearly say on issues like that. We're all bound by different traditions, by different cultures, and that culture they happen, but not all these bill they regulate that culture.
Time for break.
Very important.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue. Inside this edition today, Radio Democracy, they look at the proposed safe motherhood bill within a parliament now. We parliament get for debate and turn to law. And between at the studio we get the deputy minister too, and also the minister of information. We don't talk on this issue. On our continue for the week, we still inside this particular issue on this bill. Radio Democracy, Kabia, we talked to the president for Pentecost Fellowship Salon, Bishop Akintayo Sam Jole. We say the safe motherhood and reproductive health care bill where government want for turn to law get batting away against religious belief and practice. I talk this inside one interview with Radio Democracy where able to talk about the concern them where religious leader then get for sake of this particular bill. Well, we talk more to Kabia inside this interview.
We go put it this way. This night document with them for scrap completely. Before we look at waiting for be expunged from it. But as we examine it, will I say they can actually do another bill where they deal with health matters and pull commodity abortion completely. Okay? So this is something where the layman, where you read this to, they understand. It's a trap. When you go with experts, them you realize that the whole thing from start to finish get for deal with abortion. Okay? And that basically they want. And then talk say we present to not deal with that. But then the offense against the person act, if you go to section 58, 59, it can simply be amended. Alright? For say if somebody in life they at risk, then you can able for do abortion. But now note that as it stands right now is abortion on demand. For example, if you go now to this present document, and by the way, make mention, the name don't change over and over and over again. I can call the various names them. Okay? And all of it, we don't sit with them before, and we don't reflect what thing are we concerns. Then they go and come back the same thing for over 9 years. We don't do on this matter. Then they go and come back, and then they change anything because they get one intention: killing innocent lives, emphasizing that the baby in the womb not get life. Before you didn't answer, we then talk about safe motherhood. There were babies in the womb, then safe in the womb. If somebody be abort them, no go there for talk about safe motherhood. It wouldn't have safe motherhood. A woman for do well as they get picking and take care of the picking. But if you focus on how to kill the picking, various ways given, various reasons given. The first one is that for the first 14 weeks. That thing the baby has to begin for from about 5 weeks or something like that. Okay, all thing the positive function as a human being, get fingerprint, get all kinds of things. By age 14 weeks, you can kill the baby for anything, and first. Then the next you find out on the bill, as far as abortion is concerned, for the 5 reasons we can give why you can terminate pregnancy.
So you say we don't go through this bill before they come to parliament. Apart from abortion, what's everything they inside the back way we are not happy with?
Then they deal with social issues we will destroy with society. A wife can grab and say in one to bed again, in only for talk with your husband. There's no spousal consent. And then they go and call confidentiality. So the woman can grab down say in the group now only in the doctor and Minister of Health get right for no. So the husband will impregnate him. Not get right for no. If it attempt for, then go arrest them, then go find them. By the time they go into these things, you see the word that we hide inside the gender-based violence, okay, reproductive health care, they get beaucoup things hidden in it. Under that, for example, gender-based violence, you get a lot of things about LGBTQI. But when once you accept this bill, you basically don't, because all these things tied to the Maputo protocol. So when once you take this, you don't accept everything when they talk about. And then the very fabrics of the society is gone. Religious values are ignored. I think you're one of the people who talk parliamentarians say nothing, no fear of God, no concern about the religious, what we stand on as a people. It's as if now Western someone now they forgot do that some other country will not get God. But you cannot lead a God-fearing nation. What we say is not just Christians, so this is a mixture. Muslims, Christians, people express that we are a religious people. We get values and we keep it as a nation. You cannot erode with values.
You see, the speaker rule and say me then go back to the legislative committee and go consult different stakeholders, including religious bodies. And according to you, now don't pass now over 9 years now, they change the name them consultation and one. So what's gonna make up of this?
We will take advantage of it and we will present to them exactly within our view. Now that my parliament is on to come, so now they'll be forced for look at the document we will send to them, and all man will now know that this the right. Because you know something down the line, posterity go and say, now they one then they don't forget about that and they will know responsible. Thank God for responsible and God fearing speaker, and all the other one that we God fearing in that place will make them voice known. Because down the road, then we say now when they have been there in power, now this happen. Now when they should have been president of Pentecostal Fellowship Salon and other bodies them, now they allow this for happen. Okay? So we're happy because again the people they feel to say we know they talk. Because we'll go in the mass outing. You know, they go into meetings, we make up on okay. Then go come back the same thing and change the name. From abortion bill to safe motherhood bill, a few weeks ago, it was safe motherhood and reproductive health bill. Okay. Then just 2 days ago, the document I get, now Safe Motherhood Act of 2025. The year inside your back. You don't go back to say, just to take we round and round as we are fools. No. We know what we stand for, and we represent God and a God on people nation. And they represent we people then. We want to see me picking and born picking safely. Now, in this kind of bill with it, picking can commit abortion and nobody know the good talk. You the papa talk, you get problem. But if the picking die, not to government go pay your not to Minister of Health go pay your If wife die, now you get the responsibility for go pay. So it's not picking when you go abort, now the only one. When you go to Jeremiah 1 verse 5, God said before I make you inside the womb, I will serve you. Before you born, I don't ordain you. Rebecca talk say 2 children they fight, 2 nations they fight in the womb. Any one child we kill might be a mighty nation, might be the next president, might be the next bishop, might be the next possibly affect society positively. So please, we say that we will take advantage of the opportunity for make our voice be known. And we'll say, not take Solomon who side we no one for good.
So one thing when the speaker make clear, do you know on a position paper, on for make sure say the leaders them all get time so we will come back to parliament so then we before discuss that. So how best you think so now able for put everybody together, put it on once when I can present and to the various leaders.
I guarantee you that is already in progress. But just that, when we take a clearer look at it, we find out some things. I've indeed urged the committee because I did chair the the subcommittee with the Intelligence Council also on this bill. They asked me for help with that. And you know, as we look at this, there's a kind of urgency within the put on we. There's a lot of pressure from the international community. So like that MCC, offer of voting that 480 million, then don't say they don't give Salon government for almost months ago. He not carry it for what you know, not carry it into the nation for make his excellency in the government of Senegal for help for develop the nation. Now this time for you to put people under pressure for say if you not do this, you not get this. There's a lot of international pressure to be exposed right now. With the point to UK government, even point to US government, not representing the whole nation, but presenting like the outgoing administration. That's the point to. And so this kind of influence is of concern that not what you want, not what others want for a nation, and a force power because we are vulnerable, because we're in an economic place. We know that kind of pressure upon the president, upon the leadership of the nation, upon the people of the nation. So we say that we take with time. We not do something good if I prepare for present. But as we go further into the document and go through with technical and expert interpretation, we realize that they hide many things. With the layman, no go know this thing talk about. After you agree, they no lock you up. Now you agree, you don't pass into law. So we need from a voice now.
Well, that's the president for the Pentecost Fellowship Church, Bishop Akintayo Sam Jole, inside the interview day. But they make a point where a day against the safe motherhood and reproductive health care bill. And they raise some point inside the interview day to Kabia. Still inside this particular issue also, Kabia we talked to the general overseer for the Faith Healing Bible Church, when a Pastor Francis Mambu, we self getting your view on this bill.
Well, me think say it good for our country, because sometimes it good that issues like this so come up. Where issues like this come up, so many things and they will be hide under, where we don't know. But where issues like this come up, we say they able for know exactly who side we dey, waiting for do, and we able for plan who side we dey go. Because whatever we dey do now, we look beyond we self. We dey look at the future of the nation. After we don't pass away, the next generation where they come, what it go look like for them? If now everything we do accept, everything we swallow, at the end of the day, the one the way they come, they go point finger at we tomorrow go lay down at the grave. Say them people they are so, now be we lead at them, but they not be do well for we.
And you talk say you glad for her because Bokusin don't come out, and I don't watch the first bill we been there before now. Wait till I see them.
This particular bill, now bill where they give permission for abort unwanted pregnancies. And we believe, say, according to the Bible, as well as even the one that we are Muslim, the book tell we, say, God, and not like we they kill life. Now assume, say, me mama before them abort me pregnancy. They just decide, say, because of the challenges where they get, if I don't go pull me own belly, what if before don't look like today for this nation and other nations? I just come up from Gambia. So many lives are where they change and transform. So me believe, say, every life, every human being, you get the right for let you live.
Anytime we build Kinkaya for letting go pass anything, people get their own perception, but then say you don't have witness. Outside the speaker don't say, make them go back and do consultation. What's the general take on the MP then today?
Since they don't suspend all things, I'm not able to conclude anything now. So now consultation, we they go with it. They don't set up the committee where they handle the bill. They don't already tell we say all man come up with a position paper. So for we as a body, we said they go sit down now and consolidate things them together and make sure say we come out with a position paper and they discuss everything. We believe say it will be in the interest and for the good of not only the church, but for the people of Sierra Leone.
So whatever may be the outcome, you get for go to the president, sign them, then it's on to law. So it's now on a call.
Well, in the first place, we know say this whole thing not only physical something, it is also spiritual. And the own Bible say the heart of the king is in the hands of the Lord. Right? Nebuchadnezzar be tranga tete, but we God ready for that. He humble her. So nobody know the way God not the able. So now that make we not only a two-way approach with gear. One, we go put with paper together, we position paper, then also at the same time we dey pray. Because then our leaders let them see reason and make sure say whatever bill in the past, let it be for the interest of the people them we don't appoint them today in the positions them where then they.
Well, inside our interview there, Kabia be talk to the general overseer for the Faith Healing Bible Church, when Pastor Francis Mambu, we be the young religious aspect on the issue we get for do with the proposed safe motherhood and reproductive health bill within a parliament now and government the planner for turn to law. The program Good Morning Salon, they continue. Musa?
Yes, we come to Jalikatu Mustafa, the Deputy Minister of Health too. But before that, we colleagues themselves go on the streets of Freetown and talk to people of Salone as to what's in the makeup of this bill. After then, Consania. Okay, before we come to the people, Jalika to Mustafa, you don't get from the religious leaders them. One concern will come up strongly now that this bill gets LGBTQ. We get for those homosexualism and lesbian business. Clarify this and other concerns then.
Okay, so law just kill and the one thing. There is nothing we get for do with LGBTQ anything. If you read the bill is a public document, not so secret. We don't make it available to anybody we want time. It day from page 1 to page last. There's no mention of anything we get for do with LGBTQ business.
No.
So anybody we want can we go? Law not even go in that direction because I just misrepresentation.
Look, clarify something. According to the minister where they talk just now, say woman get rights to embody or what you want to do with embody. Perhaps then think say the LGBTQ is quoted in English where people no go.
So law not the English is here. It's in the document. It's clear. Law not talk about perhaps. Let's talk about fact. What is in the document?
So what about what in are the rights? My body, my rights.
They mean to say, woman, me as woman we sit down here, I get right for decide when I want born picking, make the picking they cannot born picking one already for we not go affect me education and me potential in life for be a contributing citizen. It mean to say if I get belly and I feel to say this belly na they rape me for the belly or na incest and I no want for keep the belly and not for go die day. I forget option on how to terminate this pregnancy.
So, Jalika, so you belong in the religious aspect, Christian or Muslim?
Me na Catholic Christian, practicing proudly.
Okay, so in that area, they waiting your Catholic belief or value say in such situation
so
about rights to life being deprived from unborn child.
I think say we they move away from the issue now. First of all, this na law made by the state. Where the states they make laws, yes, you they take everybody, whether the people want the law or not, into consideration, right? That's what consultations are about. But the premise of the law is not determined by you religious affiliations, you tribal affiliations, or any of the affiliations they need. Now, if you confident say the law now for the greater good of your people, them like how we confident say this law now for save women and girls their lives, that's how you make a law as a state. So me all religious bearing not get nothing for do with why I think to say this law necessary.
Una say na for people, but una get we don't show say they get into
again. We don't. I think I don't answer that.
Everybody they show objection.
No, I think we've only don't talk about interreligious council now.
Yeah,
so
but
far.
we get vox up of people where they totally go against this. But in una own assignment and consultation, other than the people where really say yes to this bill.
So I think I don't already talk about that. See,
no, one of the set of people them
women's groups, youth groups, health professionals, anybody will look at this document. There's nobody go look at this document and say this document not come for help women and girls na salon. And you can do vox pop interviews of a subset of people, and then the next day you go do vox pop interviews of another subset of people. You get two contrasting views. So one set of vox pop not go address the issues here. I really want to talk about the content of this bill and address some of the concerns where the religious people is. I think say I don't know who's one panel talk say we don't go and come back with the same bill, we go and come with the same bill. This bill, if you look at waiting with the 2015 and you look at it now, it's very easy for CCA. It's a very different document. Not only it's a comprehensive document where they address a lot of other issues where that bill not address, but even the side way the religious people get concerned with, which is unsafe abortion. The regulations that are there now are very different from the previous regulations, and that they bring me back to waiting you be the ask minister about section 9. You cannot interpret any section of the bill without making reference to the previous sections. Yes, section 9 give the woman right, but within regulated framework where the bill don't talk about in section 8, which will be determined by the state, and which they also give you legal provisions for anybody who offer or accept any of these services outside those provisions, so that the states go regulate them. Why then they important? I really want to address this. Now the perception out there, and maybe the misunderstanding with the religious leaders, that this bill come for promote abortion, right? And you be asked about the statistics and the research. Minister talk about all the research what they do from health facilities and DHS. in 2022, the Ministry of Health and the African Health Research Population Council, okay, this is a very renowned body in Africa where they do health research for all countries. We do a research in this country, and we see, say, out of the pregnancy the woman and they get 38% also unwanted. What's that mean? If you take any 1,000 woman, 70 of the woman and they get belly where they not been planned for get. Okay, then they now the average in some part of the country, like if you go southern region, it's 110 per 1,000 ladon. We mean say 1 in 10 woman go tell you say of reproductive age go tell you say I get belly, one not been planned for, one not be want. Then woman and they currently with the way how the law they 91,000, so that's even more than 91,494 for be specific in 2021 seek for terminated pregnancy. And as minister say, that in the will see we can a hospital where they don't get problem or where they can report say this na abortion you do. Numerous others, countless others, faceless women silently they die, and then people are not the reports. Wait at land, please. Again, the hospital treats over 40,000 women with severe complications as a result of unsafe abortion, including death. This issue where would affect, but say this bill now they can promote abortion. It is happening right now. Abortion, fiti fata abortion. Any quack, any mommy, anybody within any
the
corner.
problem, the concern way people get now that even then they do but for make them legalize up. This is the concern.
So. Law address that part by the concern. Right now illegal, not also, but 90,000 they do and then they die. So are we saying law just left and no more? Law make like they happen. Law pretending happen. Law just pray about it.
The hospital
and we let them go. They die.
In the hospital and get the system if this law can't be.
That is part of the bill again, which is why person not go talk say this bill not just about abortion. When you look at the provisions of this bill, they talk about how the government and the Ministry of Health is responsibility for strengthening all reproductive health service provision costs, because they talk about the kind of facility they will forget, the kind of health worker they will forget.
So,
and I also want to add say across the country order for regulator, and I also want to add say we've also gathered the evidence and research from other countries there, including neighboring countries like Ghana, other African countries, Tunisia, Kenya, where they don't enact a similar bill, and in fact where they enact that bill it reduce the rates of abortion.
Are you sure you go work now? Yeah, the same go reflect
because
back
it
salon.
is the same principles. We are the same people waiting different from where in Ghana.
A lot.
Where the bill come, if you look at the bill, the first provision of the bill now for reduce unwanted pregnancies through expanding family planning services and sexual education. When you don't reduce unwanted pregnancies, it is only logical that this go lead to a reduction in abortion.
People go say these are just convincing point for let they accept and let this bill turn to law, because most of we can see policy and other things the way they in black and white. How they cannot explain them verbally. The implementation stage or waiting they cannot see this particular policy they speak to can hardly take place or be seen.
So now I really want to know say even as we are speaking, certain aspects of this bill we already did the implementation. So where the bill they pass, we will hit the ground running.
Okay.
The implementation get for continuous. But for example, just recently we graduate 8 new obstetrician gynecologists. They locally train a salon for the first time. First anything you want train pass you go outside. So we they expand the quality of health service providers there already. Would they launch a new midwifery school in Kenema this weekend? Brand new. We for they train over 100 people in per class. So we already do that. We they expand the amount of health facilities that we they across the country. Right now we get 1,600.
But still challenges in the health sector.
Challenges will always be
and
there.
our basic challenges and being
Challenges
like gloves,
will always
fear
be
not
there.
in an ambulance and stuff like that.
When you talk about challenges, you should also talk about the progress with the health system they make. There are challenges and there are progress. We are handling all of this together, not to either or. It not mean to say because challenges there, we should not make any more progressive
Continue.
laws or not for improve the health system again.
Before come to the minister, you earlier say una get support from some women groups then, but in the parliament we see people on placard supporting against the bill, and some women themselves they're against the religious leaders then. So mention some of them so we support this bill.
I not get it offered na made. I get one whole long list of consultation, but wait, that minister go can answer. Wait, the minister go can answer that side the end. The one good thing parliament don't ask we for now for let all market go, we position papers them, anybody where they against or support the bill, including with evidence of consultation. We have presented all of that to parliament. But minister, our minister answer about the women's group the way they support
okay,
this
they
bill.
continue for the way to Minister Siba will see they put your hand up for coming.
Well, I be one for get the privilege for respond to the religious leaders them, because I think say first I want for tell them thank you for the interest in this issue and for when they mobilize. If you really listen to them, when they not get different goals than I am. The goal and the most important thing when they say they're against now the killing of innocent lives. The fact we don't hear in today, now today, with or without this bill, innocent lives, people that we miss sabi, they go to quacks, then they do unsafe abortion. So keep in mind, we get the capacity through science and through the provision of medical facilities for prevents them people then they from dying. That is going on now. That thing I require for level we and then come together, let all mobilize, let pass this bill. And I think the other thing about this conversation we are like, and you know, religion often we people and are people of truth. So if I keep the conversation to, as the minister said, the truth. Not important here. I believe say when we get this debate, now we don't engage with them. Most of them leaders we talk, we on our interview, so we don't sit with them, we don't engage them, we don't take them, views them into consideration. Nobody no grab. President Bill no grab and say you want to kill innocent lives. I think say even Akintayo Samjaro, you will talk to or Bishop or Pastor Mambo, no believe say we want to kill innocent people. I think sometimes we use certain expressions and therefore just stay at the
So
emotions.
in this situation, what I thought.
Nobody no grab one kill innocent people. Within this bill, they try for do is simple. Just like we then believe in God, we also took oath, and that's why we get the state. We took an oath. In that oath, President Bill first and most sacred task now for protect lives. Too many of our citizens they die every year. Women them, particularly poor women, then they die every year for something where we know say it happen, we able for prevent, we get the services then for doing the right way and for doing in a regulated way. Waiting will be more wrong and sinful now if we fail for act and do the right
So,
thing.
Mr. Minister.
Well, I address one last thing, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Because another allegation we often very common in this conversation. Now, only one do this because of international partner then say let you do this, or somebody puts pressure on her, or because of money. I can try not to be insulted by that, because we entire lives we don't do what we believe say right. Even the church, even the mosque, even different groups say all man they get resources and support and allyship from all over the world. But President Bio in record, we campers standing up for what is right based on the evidence for woman their life. This parliament's the record, we campers standing up for what is right for woman their life, whether not for reduce unwanted pregnancy, whether not for promote gender equality, whether not for fight against rape, whether not for make sure say we reduce child marriage, irrespective of the tradition, irrespective of what's difficult or not, or waiting international partners say or not say, President Bio don't be consistent. In government don't be consistent, and so I want to make it clear.
So at all, it don't relate to any aid support.
2022, President Bio stood up and asked and say they support this bill. 2022. Before that, keep in mind when I talk about the people like representative, the Parliament of Sierra Leone, 2015, would they elect them with a sacred task? Now, could they elect the Democrats will they put in them the power for let them decide for we based on the evidence, then pass a much more broader bill where we make abortion available up to 24 weeks. Because we don't listen to religious leaders and we don't engage, it all reduced to 14 weeks, and then with exceptions for rape, if the life of the mama there at stake. These are all reasonable provision. I make a glad way Bishop Sam Jolie and the very respected Pastor Mambu say, then they go read the bill.
Okay.
Because I believe say when they read the bill, like how we don't do them, and they approach them from the facts who gets now and the reality of what they seek for do, then go understand. So if they self not be elected leaders, then go.
So according to the producer, we need to go for a break. When they come back to you, Mr. Minister, the program Good Morning Salon, they continue.
As we mentioned earlier, we colleagues them go on the streets of Freetown and talk to Salon people them as to what is the makeup of the the Safe Motherhood bill. We they before Parliament now. Where did they look inside?
There's nothing safe with that bill. But that bill came from the pits of hell. and all the one where they promote that bill, they all satanic people. Because then self where they promote if them they abort them, they're not going to parliament for past them billion day.
The opinions are different because everybody gets in rights for do what he wants for do for himself. I believe say we country governed by culture and tradition, and I not believe say now with tradition than they for legalize gay and homosexual or lesbianism, and obviously now we own tradition than they. But everybody get the right for be who that they want for. But for me, honest opinion, and obviously na the right thing than they. If you're not married woman, as long as you don't go answer for better for worse, and not feel say you go and abort because that man is a your own picking, not so you one can get the picking up. Now to get the picking. You know, like this one all na me so I get right pan same way so in papa get right now 50-50. You know, so I not go for go abort belle way I'm married, legally married. If you're not married and then all that thing, you can go abort and maybe the daddy not show up, you're not responsible, but I not feel say married woman for go pull belle without a man in consent. And you know, I not go can say something because of I just want for Siam. You know, it depends on the circumstances. Because myself, I don't go up now, but I be there at that age day, and I do things the way at the end of the day we are not proud of. So me go advise the young one the way they come up say, instead of you go do abortion, now the world don't modernize. You can go and take you pills and after and then you go do abortion. I believe that we not be they get the education. If we be they get the education, like will be a small for the car up. We not go for puel belle because we not be get the education. Say pills and they family planning. They so me I the advice young person where the car up say before you go puel belle. Take the family planning method so you go save yourself, you save your life, you save your future by tomorrow.
It kind of makes sense. Why? Some teenagers and they out there where they go, like they get the experience of getting pregnant, we are not planned for that unwanted pregnancy. And some can want go behind and paying them back and go do the wrong the way go lead to them death. Probably if someone will die, that will be easy for them to ever conceive again and they may have future. But now if they legalize in hospitals, they do that genuine, that legal way, it is prevent women from getting complications, then it is stop the death rate amongst teenagers then. They don't legalize them, that be hard pull belly, and they make play, they get some and they bleed to death. Because abortion also to be smaller, heavy something.
Well, in my own opinion, I think say it good. Part of the reason are that we can get teenagers them with they 16, 17, they cannot get belly, then they hide for go poelam. So at the end of the day, they find out so it will lead to some complications because at the end of the day, they don't take the pills, they don't bleed. Then later now they carry them in the hospital. It can become very challenging for managing them. Pass at the end of the day, will give them blood. So to me, a right if they pass the abortion bill. So that's where somebody gets belly. If he thinks they don't want some, he can come at the right side so they can come for do the correct procedure.
From my own view, pull belly like enough fine because we as women then like not to all tell them like for pull belly. Like for example, say if I say like this day so I get belly this month, right? I go now hospital then go pull am for me. That they give me the scope say anytime where I get her, I just need for the pull and no more free one and enough fine. For we as women.
Like me, I feel say nothing and they will not for encourage self in this country. Like when they talk about this abortion right, you understand? This is not a religious country. Nothing and they will not for encourage. You see, because one thing when you watch mommy and daddy business, it's not lawful to somebody where if you say you're not married. You see, if you get for do and say for make sure say you use protection. You see, but for say let somebody get the right for do no. According to religion, you understand, and they out of the way. So, not for encourage them.
Me, I dare against that because if the policy where they pass the bill, if they be polling belly, they go able for come up with that kind of idea that day. They not go able. So me, I dare against that. And any policy self where they stand, me, even if the president, I vote against her.
Not to say you never get picky, you not get happiness. Now most part they pay millions of dollars for go get picky. Some man they go do, some man they kill sacrifice for making get picky, not get. But I mean, that government that they vote against her. As a pass the bill, no more so they make election, they vote against the government for that means.
I didn't in favor of that because some people they can get belly, they don't get belly, they never continue the education. So 100% they in favor of that. So for belly for be legal.
That's you not good, you not nice. Not fine for where belly. You know, I no must stop. I don't know for the other person. Then for stop running no more. then they will not go one time na salon papa government and for small one them more then poor belle need for stop na salon so no go leka.
And now let them make this thing illegal something because this thing a sinful thing a life and you no go find for we, you no go find for we girl picking it. Do ya with the big line no pass this kind thing here.
I don't feel good because for poor belle not fine. And then I innocent speaking, back need for can do something at the country. No go know something a president or na president woman. You can't tell. Then you go poela or na boss within the family way before say then for can take over the family. Then for can be the head. Then you don't go poela. Sometimes the family side they na poor family this. Sometimes then for can boost to now. Then you don't go poela now. And so the family get for left. So poor belle not fine.
Even in talk na the Bible say you know fine for poor belle. As what's the picking on inside belle, you don't start for Rwanda. You don't get life. You don't too much.
Well, that's now some people on the streets of Freetown. We put the young voice on the Safe Motherhood Bill. We the parliament now wouldn't they look inside and then concerns them. Make some support, some they against them. But the concern of the LGBTQ still they come up from the public. We come to you again, Jalika to Mustafa, for respond to the concerns of the people. As earlier you say, we don't do consultation for about 9 years now.
Thank you very much. I think we already say what we already saw as Minister Bago saying the two reflection of democracy. We already different views. People already for, people already against. They support this bill, and we already then concern them. And at that day they show you say, even when you do consultation, the purpose of consultation not to forgo convince all man for the one side. Not under the purpose of consultation. Now forget the views of everybody, reflect that views in the document, and then as lawmakers make a law when for the greater good of everybody, a progressive law. So I really glad about the Vox Pop them. And I think say one of the speaker then the last speaker also we say Poel Bele business for stop na salon. I agree with her 100%, and I done this bill there for. The other speaker been talk say if they may get the information where them be younger, how for prevent, how for this, they not for the resorts for Poel Bele. Exactly. Now then they this bill for. Now I make us say this bill when it is implemented in the right way, it they reduce unwanted pregnancy, they reduce the woman they we get belle where they not want it, they reduce that number there, and it go reduce Poel Bele business when I all man no want in the country. And then they the bill for.
So in terms of them point here where you don't make, why you think say other people feel say this not legalizing, giving rights to do the wrong thing? Because according to some of the religious people who talk, this they dent the rights to life for unborn picking them.
So the way how they see this, first of all, not to legalizing abortion. It is decriminalizing abortion.
Why you put in that term?
Because again, right now the law they say no matter the circumstances, no matter waiting, elect the woman they go die. They elect 10-year-old picking when papa give belle. If you keep that belle, if he say they go pull them, they are a criminal. So the law is saying let us decriminalize. This is the bill is saying let us decriminalize abortion. Another misconception, I think Minister do address and me do address over and over again, is this law not to make abortion they happy right now. It happy now. What this bill will do now for regulate them and even reduce them.
Okay. Jalika to Mustafa, we'll come to the minister quick before take work about and messages them we don't come inside the program. Concern we don't keep for come up. Now the issue of the LGBTQ, my body, my rights. And according to the public, some of them are tied to donor fundings them. And we see yesterday the US Embassy pull a statement disassociating themselves from such. But the claim continue for come up. You say earlier this is a government bill. The issue of the LGBTQ.
Well,
comment on that.
Look, if a government want for get a conversation about a bill, a government they get a conversation about the bill. This government are very clear. If President Bill be one for discuss LGBTQ, we discuss LGBTQ. We in a government who know they hide by nobody. But President Bill, this bill no get nothing, absolutely nothing. In fact, now make I say again, we are people of truth. If we are people of truth, let's discuss the bill where they be in front of. We let not do to it we call scaremongering. Then in exactly where somebody want decide say let's shock people, let's scare them, say you don't know what they can do, you don't know what they can do, no this, that, no. It's simply not truthful. This bill now about waiting me and minister don't talk about. One big issue we don't come up now this question say according to we religion, by we religious view. We are all religious. We respect that. But by we religious view, Saptu, adultery, trade, they may stone people into death for them if you commit adultery. By we religious view, in some of we own faith tradition, them the law include if you thief, they for cut you on. By we religious view, back then, certain sin they will for sin, within they banish you. We know they live in a society where we they make the laws only by we religious view. We respect we religious view, la land.
Okay.
We they're important. We can commit sin them. We all the sin. We all know the sin. Where we sin, we go to church, we pray. We go to mosque, we pray. If you're a Catholic, you go to your father, you say, Father, I have sinned. You tell her what you don't do. He pray for you. He absolve you of your sin.
Looks like you can go
Then they very important. For let us separate that. Within the state in your responsibility is different from that. We don't make law. If not by that, how they vote for? Just vote for the archbishop and the chief imam always. But the reason we then for cancel we for let them give you that viewpoints there. But then at the end of the day, the responsibility, the sacred duty of the states. Now for respond to the challenges that we face now, we understand and concern about na sin. Yes, we go pray. But always we say, even when you sin, if you begin commits the sin of fornication, you know they judge you begin by killing your child. You know they say, make a judgment on you now, let you die. What you do, you make sure say that pikin they stay alive, let the pikin seek forgiveness, let God forgive them. But then a different part of our life they regulates that. The church, the mosque, the part where this law they regulate. Now we reality of our existence. We lives in a democracy, and that lives they don't show. We say today, plenty girls as we dey talk go seek abortion, whether through safe or unsafe means, and most of us right now are unsafe means, and we duty sacred. Now for do everything we can, more no loss any precious citizen in life.
Continue for stay with me inside the program.
And now we take message them we una don't send inside the program concerning the issue we will look at today. And the first one I will take from my Facebook page where they come out from Raymond Alpha. They say, Madam Minister of Health and Minister of Information, what's the relationship between this bill or law that has to do with the constitutional rights to life?
This one, Minister of Communication, was among the people pioneering the last bill in 2015, and now is in another capacity propelling this bill and influencing government's position to accept this bill. But to the wacho.
This other one from Lolo Gasperani. Now with Facebook page, you say women and girls have always had abortions and will continue to do so. The bill proposed increased access to prevention and timely safe abortions when needed. No women or girls do not need approval from spouses and boyfriends to access health care.
Now Facebook page from Ibrahim Sise, they say, Madam Jalikatu, are you aware of the diction that the premise of law within religious circle often involves around the balance of justice, morality, and ethics, ensuring legal principles align with the moral teaching of a particular faith?
This one from a Facebook page from Salu Alpha, they say, is Minister Chair not by a Muslim or Christian? Please quote any verse in the Quran or the Bible that talks about abortion. Some of these Christian or religious values should be considered on such situation.
From Abubakar Rashid, now Facebook page, they say, my body, my rights. Now some of the slogan of Purposeful. Now Siba been get that slogan day. A day on record from Purposeful.
This other one from Abubakar Siddiq Darami on the Facebook page, they say, aside pregnancy from rape, if you don't want to get pregnant, don't engage in anything that will make you pregnant and then wanting to seek abortion.
This one from Philip Kuruma, they say, this bill is a progressive bill.
From Anthony Sam King, they say, I haven't read this bill yet, but laws are not based on religious aspect. This lady is right. A woman has the right to decide whether they want to have a baby or not. Let pastors and imams preach to their congregation and let lawmakers do their jobs. When did Sierra Leone become a so-called religious country when you have politicians stealing and doing things that are wrong?
This one from Michael G. Cisse, our Facebook page, says, except and unless government uses their self-discretion on the said acts, but none of the majority of this country won't accept this bill.
From Abubakar Rashid, on our Facebook page, they say Siba get purposeful, so no doubt for say it must be ending kind bilia.
Abubakar Rashid, they say, but majority they against. So democracy about majority. So this bill not correct.
From David Joseph Ali, on our Facebook page, they say a lot of decent Sierra Leoneans have died as a result of illegal abortion. So this bill is to avert this death by ensuring that every pregnancy termination is carried out by a professional nurse and doctor.
This one say most of those advocating for safe motherhood bill one way or the other belong to one of the religions. Why are these people pushing for something that is against their religion? This is sad. From Castino Nalungi.
According to the producer, I will not be able to call the message indefinitely because of time. And now will they come over to the studio, gets them for respond. Over to you, Jalikatu, for respond to the message way. You can respond to the one the way you're quit. Later, Minister Siba will take up on the other one them.
Okay, thank you. I think the points them been boku, but I go address to their hand over to Minister. So I think one person said don't engage in anything where will cause pregnancy if you know one get belly. What about the woman the way then the rape? Again, what about the picking away na incest? Now then choose for go get belly. Should we not address the one and they as well their needs? So I think to say let we think about what in this bill want for do and order them you want for help. The other thing, somebody say majority not go accept this bill. I think we don't hear from the Vox Pop and even the messages they wanna read say we get different views on this bill. People and they for people and they against. Again, that's a democracy. You cannot say majority not they for her. You cannot say majority they for them. That is a democracy. The role of we now as lawmakers now for law will decide on whose law will they make for the greater good of people. Minister.
Over to you.
Well, I tell Fambul and Tenki again. I say that the beauty of a democracy this na part of a 10% bill don't really push for let we get civic education and civic engagement. So when citizens and they make them views heard, I think it's very, very important. I just want to make clear one point about democracy and the views of majority. The democracy with the practice in Salon are representative democracy. And when you say views of the people then vote for President Bio, then task President Bio for make the best decisions them in their interest. And I make President Bio don't bring this bill come forward for take care of and seek the views of every citizen, especially the minority. If democracy had been just for say within the majority one on how they do, we direct her in that kind of way, it will lead to also chaos and it will lead to oppression of the minorities. But it's also important say anybody really claims say the majority want this bill, no want this bill, it's not true. Because in the engagement they will don't get, when we explain to people as we don't do today, most people then say no, the law within now we say elect you to die, elect the woman they die, elect the raper, elect na incest. Most people then say that law they supposed for change and we for build with society around laws then we reasonable, we make sense, we they protect lives. The other point I see plenty people that happen me association and me history with purposeful and saying a purposeful being gets my body my rights. By the way, I want to make clear the expression my body my rights not get nothing for do with LGBTQI business. The expression my body my rights don't be a long expression with UNFPA, Boku international and local NGOs or bodies and don't use for talk about bodily integrity. Even me picking what bonam I tell and say you body right because you know what we gonna na school let teacher touch and bad touch for let understanding and game body. So you know finally we use them platform here for begin misinterpret and lead to the wrong conclusions on them thing and day. And the final thing where I go say somebody say la quote Quran or la quote Bible. I go let that conversation day outside of here. But what's important to me, and that's me a public servant, and I took an oath.
Okay.
That oath they guide me. Religion they guide me moral life primarily outside of this space. The law will they make na salon. If we base the law on religion or this the card don't say, then that means say we go say we person commit adultery, we go stone and to death. I don't want that kind of life. Now that make could use the law based on science and evidence and guided by with moral we have for save the lives every day.
This bill day before Parliament, you convince say go pass?
We do everything in we power. We believe say anybody will listen. Yes, anybody will listen to the arguments in favor of this bill and parliamentary and they're reasonable. A previous parliament don't pass an even more broader version of this bill. This now a better version, a comprehensive, it is save life, it is reduce abortion. I believe say they get a moral duty for pass this bill because it protect the lives of women.
Then being passed and president not being signed. You think say if this bill passed na parliament?
I not think so because this bill don't already can cabinet twice, and cabinet don't discuss them, and President Bio approve them. Every cabinet conclusion, they get the signature and the support of the chair of cabinet.
Okay.
And you don't also talk very publicly, say this now something we committed to, you go do. So now the ball in a cabinet and parliaments then courts. Parliament will do the right thing for protect women their life in a salon, and I believe and I know that His Excellency President Bio, when a champion for women their rights and for their health, will do the right thing again, will continue for do that for the women of this country.
Plenty take it to you, Chair Noba, Minister of Information and Civic Education, where you can give your point on the proposed Safe Motherhood Bill. Over to you, Jalikatu. You are end with anything as the program almost come to an end.
Yes, I just want to add what the minister say about the president, because it being the big question now whether the president go assent if parliament pass the bill. I think say President Bio don't show we say all the leader they don't get in this country. And the one person where they champion the rights of women and girls. It don't pass the most progressive law for women and girls, where they talk about ban on child marriage, where they talk about amending the Sexual Offences Act, where they talk about the GWA Act, where they even talk about allowing pregnant girls in school.
Okay.
President Bio don't already set in track record. This law are just a continuation of his legacy as the progressive president and the women champion, where we all, me in particular, we don't are so very proud of.
Well, that's now Dr. Jalikatu Mustafa, in the Deputy Minister to Ministry of Health, as there they talk about the proposed Safe Motherhood and Reproductive Health Bill within a parliament for make them to law.